Hello everyone, I'm here with my first video of the series, PhD admission process. For non-PhD aspirants, I would like to say, please stay tuned. I will make videos on other topics as well. Also, I have decided to keep these videos very natural, without any filters or any editing. Okay, so let's get started. So, before I get started with all your questions, I want to tell you one additional thing, that for PhD, you don't need to have an MS, especially for PhD in US. You can have your bachelor's degree and you can apply directly for PhD. And of course, you will have to take your MS courses while you do PhD, but you can apply directly. And also when you even if you have done your masters, sometimes not all your master's credits get transferred, so you may have to repeat some of the credits. But the good thing is that when in your PhD you're sponsored, so you don't have to pay for the courses, for your tuition fees. Okay, so let's move on to the questions. So the first question is about the score, acceptable score. So you can just go easily to the university website. So just say university name, department, PhD, score or requirements, and you can find, for example, here I searched for UTD CS PhD score. So I found this, and this is for UTD CS PhD. So similarly, you can find for all the colleges you're looking for. Then the next question was about emailing professors. So first, you can email professors anytime before your application, after your application, or even you can find most universities give you most universities give you an option to select your professor after you come into PhD. For example, UTD gives you 1 year after you join the PhD program. And yes, but if you have a professor before application, that's good, because then the professor can support your application and you have more chances to get in. Also, now what to write in the email. So I would suggest you will anyways go through the papers and publications for the professor you're looking for to understand if they match your interests. And so I would say go ahead and read 1 or 2 papers that you find interesting. Maybe not read the whole paper, but you can at least read the abstract, intro and conclusion. And then in your email, mention some technical part of the paper that you liked, or try to connect their work somewhere with your work if you have done something similar before, or maybe with some ideas that you may have. So that will show your interest, because professors look for interest, that if you are an interested student, professors prefer that. And you can attach your resume with the email. You don't need to attach your SOP. You can if you want, but I don't think they have the time to read it. And then the next question was about sponsorship. So every university gives you a TA, that is teaching assistant, by default. If your professor has some funds, they can give you an RA, which is research assistant. So but I would suggest do not ask that in an email. If they have an RA, they will give it to you on their own, and otherwise the university will give you a TA. So there were questions also about guarantee, because when you get an RA or TA, then your tuition is waived off and you get a monthly stipend. So yes, so some universities guarantee your sponsorship for 4 to 5 years. Yes, after 4, if you take more longer than 4 to 5 years, you may have issue in the sponsorship at any university. But yes, if your lab has funds, they can always fund you with an RA. And if you want to see how much guarantee they give you, just search, and how much stipend they give you, just search the university name, department, PhD and stipend. So for example, UTDCS PhD stipend. So you will see, just read the wordings carefully. Some universities say that we guarantee sponsorship for 4 to 5 years, and whereas some universities might say that we may most of our students, for example, like the UTT website, it says that the good news is nearly all our PhD students have 100% of their tuition covered. So because in UTD, it's not, the sponsorship is not guaranteed. It's in summer, but the good thing is that in summer you're not required to take credits, so you can always skip courses. You can take 0 credits, and you can just continue your research. Yes, you will have to manage your living expenses, which you can manage from your savings maybe, but you don't have to pay any tuition fees for summer. But although this is the policy, but I haven't really heard about any student who hasn't got any kind of sponsorship and they had trouble with sponsorship. Only time you can have trouble with sponsorship is when if you take too long to complete your PhD. So I think I have covered. And also, if you have any questions, you can always and there is, if it's not mentioned on the website, you can always email the department and ask them. They will be happy to help you. Just be patient. They may have a lot of emails, and they may take 1 to 3 business days to reply, so give them that time. And I think everything is covered here. And one tip I would like to add: so if you once you start your program, maybe you can find one professor um, whom you like to be a TA for. Like it can be your advisor, it can be anyone else other than your advisor, because even professors, they like to have the same TA again and again, because they don't have to teach the work again. So if you like some TA, you can talk to the professor and they can recommend you to be their TA. So then you have more chances to get TA every semester, even if it is summer or whatever the policy be. So that's one tip. And all the best for your admissions and your PhD. Thank you. Have a nice day.